So I want to give a little video explanation of how and walkthrough of this project, because I think it's just so underrated and incredibly transformative. And I don't think it gets the credit it really deserves for being, just so amazing and such a dramatic change in public space, and it's just incredible. So the intersection here before consisted of a huge roundabout where this traffic would come out here and they would loop around, and all these houses you see here, they were actually on this highway. It was separated into 2-lane channels. Well, that is unexpected behavior. And it functions as a roundabout, but not really. These people would yield to the circle, so that made sense. And these people would yield. But the part that didn't make sense is that if you were coming around this way, making this left out of the roundabout, and I apologize, I probably should put a graphic in, then you would have to yield to oncoming traffic. So it was a very odd intersection. No crosswalk here. If you wanted to cross the street here, you had to go all the way up to there and come back around. So it's quite the change, very transformative. And now this street, which once was, just for, driving, and I mean, imagine having to back out onto that kind of driveway, how unsafe that is. You see how busy this road is. It's super busy. It was a disaster. It was an absolute disaster. And now it's totally changed, just incredibly safer. So first, we've got the signalized intersection. This signalized intersection is a no right on red. Every crosswalk phase, you'll see the crosswalk button is pressed, so I'm just gonna use that as an example. It's quite a long cycle, but it is a 4 to 3 road diet. So the lights go in red. Now you can see the walk light is on, right turns and left turns go. And the crosswalk phase is protected. There's a no turn on red sign, so everybody's safe. The radius for all the turns, the radii, I should say, is really tight. So all these right turns are really, really tight, which is also good. No turn on red compliance is great. For Massachusetts, for Somerville, it's really good. Only issue is really the pedestrian phase doesn't come on every time. This is like kind of a problem for the bike lane, because the bike phase, it's really awkward to trigger the bike crossings. Maybe a bike signal would help, but it's really a minor issue. The crosswalk looks good. Yeah, it's signal separated, everything. Just a very, very well designed signal overall, I would say, really almost entirely. This section of Powderhouse Boulevard was also redesigned, so this was a wider intersection before. There's the walk sign now. So now the right turn traffic, as you'll see, has a red light, and as you can tell, they're obeying it. It's a red arrow. And then I'm getting into the semantics of the signal design, but it is pretty interesting. And now it's green, and they'll be able to proceed. So yeah, this is a great separated lane. You've got a continuous sidewalk here, speed bumps. You've got some brickwork over there, parking protected lane on this side. Not great daylighting, so turning into this would be hard, but I don't think especially with the speeds, that spot where the van is parked probably shouldn't be legal. I had to turn left, and that was pretty awkward. But the bike lane is great. It's on grass on both sides, which, I love. It looks great. It's going to be really amazing when all these trees are planted. I just can't wait for that. And, all the striping looks really good. It's thermoplastic, so really nice. And then the biggest change is easily this street. So the city was concerned when they were converting this into the street because they wanted to give some sort of fire access. So they signed it, no outlet. And it should say the same here. Yeah, no outlet. Oh, that's the wrong sign. Gotta fix that. It's got some signage, which is good. But this street, I mean, as soon as you look at it, you can tell this is not a standard street. This is actually a Wunderf. And here comes a car now. I'll go on the sidewalk. But you can see there's tan Ruby Lake grass paneling on the sides, and there are chicanes, which you'll see this driver navigate through, that act as traffic calming through the street. So you just can't go that fast. You have to take it very slow. And I'll go back to walking in the street now. But it's just such a, you know, good detail, because like this further narrows the roadway, and then you already have to go around all the parked cars. So this street is like, now it's a safe street. Like kids could play in the street. It's totally safe. Doesn't feel like a highway at all. You could never walk here before, ever walk here, and now you totally can, and it's safe to do so. There's a bike. So the bike lane's getting some use. It just wasn't safe, and now it is. Oh yeah, they're clicking the ped button. See, the bike lane doesn't work. Even this sidewalk here, look at this. It's got a continuous strip across. It's those kind of details that make a huge difference. And you know, you've got park benches. Now this rock that was in the inside of the roundabout I never was able to get to, you can get to it. It's just, you know, really amazing how the street was transformed. It's so beautiful, and with like the parking and everything. And then if somebody really does feel the need to bypass the no turn on red in the queue of cars, well, they're going to be met with a pretty good obstacle, which is this mountable curb. Is a 45 or 20 degree slope, something like that, but very difficult to drive over. Wouldn't recommend. The only issue really is that the lane assignments are not clear. So that's something that will have to be studied more in more detail. But besides that, the project is great. Just got to make that lane marking a little bit clearer. And that was an issue on the other approach too, and with striping that was solved. So I hope this can be resolved too, because this will definitely be a huge problem if it's not. But yeah, it's a beautiful project, totally transformative. Really love what they did here. So I get to watch it now, so I'm excited about that.